500 bits is another, what is that one? That's Baby Yeet at 500 bits, I think. You mean this? Yeah. Yeah, I mean that. That regretful day. I work with a few guys that live out by Lake Travis. They didn't have water for a bit. Yeah. Yeah, it was not good. And SWK, I'm pretty sure they have made very few changes to make sure that doesn't happen again. And there's a lot more businesses here in Austin, a lot more big manufacturing plants and shit that are going to be pulling a lot of power. So, yeah. That was what made me mad is my old job is a huge manufacturing plant that runs 24/7 and they don't ever shut off. And they cut off the power to everybody else and didn't cut the power to them. Which they do. They lose millions and millions of dollars if they lose power, but through those businesses, they finally did after a few days, but they let them run a lot longer than they kept on power to houses. Sure, it was just a coincidence, though. All right, we're getting our way there, right? We're chamfering this bottom edge, still slowly raising up a bit. You can see that's where we started with the on the top side there, and on the bottom we've got it worked up to that level. We'll probably go a little bit further, yeah, and then we'll stop. But again, kind of have to do this in stages to at least do it safely. Have that damn thing bookmarked. You're sick. You're sick, Talk Canadian. No one of the complaints here is Entergy had energy for power of the house and moved from back in the spring. And let me tell you, Entergy sucked. And kind of like for-profit utilities is a bad thing. I don't know. I know it's a crazy idea, but not that I know a necessarily better way. But I don't know. I'm sure in SWK, you're kind of out in the country, right? So sure, all of your utilities are all kind of hanging on by a thread. But you do have a nice shop. You got some nice land, I'm sure. Let that flip a little bit. All right. Last adjustment here. Go up to the final. Where did my adjustment knob go? It fell off. What's up, Go? Welcome in, buddy. How you doing today? Happy Thursday. Working on our cutting boards again. Doing some edge chamfering right now. So hope all has been well with you. Think that'll be good. Just get all four of these. more. And it's standing time, baby. Oh, guys, I gotta show y'all some pictures. I freeze-dried candy last night. You didn't see on Discord. And turned out really good. Most of them, at least. I'll have to show y'all some pictures. If you are interested in getting some freeze-dried candy, I will probably be in some way maybe selling those for reasonable prices. So if you want to try out some freeze-dried Skittles, or I don't know, I did a bunch of candy. And I'll probably be experimenting some more. But yeah, it was good. My first time ever doing it. But I liked the taste and the texture that freeze drying gave them. All right, let's come back over here, and let's let's get situated again. Back over here, OBS bot. Come take the long trek back. All right. Yeah, let me show you guys some of my freeze dried stuff real quick. But yeah, there's the finished look, right? We've got the small chamfer on the top. I think that was 3/8. I don't know. I measure it before I do it, but 3/8 on the top, and then we do a bigger chamfer on the bottom. And in addition to the feet that we're going to put on the bottom, it just makes it a little easier to pick it up, right? Instead of doing side finger holes or whatever. Can you freeze dry fruit and reheat it? Well, you don't. You can rehydrate it, and then if you want to heat it up, I guess you could, Tatum. But yeah, I guess Tatum. But you shouldn't heat it up. You should just rehydrate and eat, of course. Let's see. Oh yeah, the coolest ones were look at the gummy worms. No, you. Thanks, Go. Appreciate that, bud. No, I shouldn't, Sankai. Nothing. Apples should not be touched. They should be cut and consumed just how they are. No, it's not hot fruit. Not hot fruit hype. This is, I guess these technically, I think this process is different than traditional freeze drying. They've got a candy mode, and it heats the trays up. I think just heats them up under vacuum, and there's no water that's collected either. So I don't know exactly what's happening. I know with traditional freeze drying, you're sublimating the water out, right? At a really low pressure and low temperature, and it actually cycles the temperature up and down. But you're pulling out the water, but there was no water that was collected from any of this. No, Kits. No, we're not hot fruiting it. But check out those sour gummy worms, and you can see the Skittles next to them. But it was really interesting. All the candies kind of did something different. I forgot to take a picture of the Sour Patch Kids before I bagged some of them, but they didn't really change shape or anything. They just got very hard. But it was like after you started eating them for a second, they kind of got gummy again. So they were different than I expected. But yeah, look at the Skittles. And then some of the Skittles, let's see if I can find one. They kind of just had like an explosion out the side. A lot of them just cracked. You can kind of see that one there in the middle. Yeah, that's kind of one of them. Maybe the other batch had some more. But they were really good. They were like super airy and just completely different texture than typical Skittles. My mouth instantly filled with saliva once you showed the Sour Patch Kids. Yeah, look at all that extra sour powder there, kids. That'll really get you going.
And now mine's doing it too. Nothing like roast pear in butter. Yuck, Sankai. Yuck. And then this is what the inside of my freeze dryer looks like with all the trays in there. I also did some Starburst minis. They didn't really change shape that much, but they got kind of hard and a little airy too. Yeah, Little Red was talking about this a little bit as well. So the Starbursts were good, and these were, I don't know, I got two different types of M&Ms. Those look like the brownie, which I didn't even know brownie M&Ms existed. But that was them. And then I also did some caramel. I don't know if I showed those, but I also did some caramel M&Ms as well. And yeah, those are really good too. Just like super airy. And I actually feel like the flavor is more intense after freeze drying. Oh, there's a good look at that green one there. That one just like popped off the end and started it had a monster inside of it. Kind of looks like a gooey duck. Smoked teriyaki pineapple? Kids, I'm going to go on a hard pass on that. All right? I love that you enjoy it, but I'm going to hard pass. Pineapple is one of the worst fruits to me to heat up, and I love fresh pineapple. I love pineapple juice. But freaking heated up pineapple is just disgusting. Catulian Skittle? It is a little bit like Cthulhu, huh, Sankai? Yeah. Teriyaki anything pass? No, teriyaki chicken to me, Ned. I'm down with some good teriyaki chicken. But and teriyaki beef jerky I think is also really good. But yeah, pineapple. Just you take my serving of that, Kits, and that's all you, buddy. Pineapple and pizza is a sin. That's what I'm saying, Sankai. Tatum doesn't even like it either. Tatum just likes trolling. I think, at least. I think Random Tinker is the only one around here who likes pineapple on pizza. That's why we shun Random Tinker and publicly shame him for it. Thank you for your gift of subs. Sorry I'm 15 minutes late to say thank you. Yo, Axon, thanks for coming in here and thanking SWK. I do appreciate that. Now Boyd is trolling. I love pineapple pizza. All right, that's why we also publicly shame Tatum and Shanigans. What is all this team pineapple pizza? Ugh. The thing that makes pineapple pizza even worse to me is that not only does typically Hawaiian pizza come with pineapple, it also comes with another terrible pizza ingredient, which is ham. Ham and pineapple. Two just, to me, low tier top pizza toppings. There's so many good things. Pepperoni, sausage, even like mushrooms and tomatoes and all that other stuff I'm down for. But onions, steak, I don't know. All those things. But pineapple and ham. Why have ham when you can have bacon? Exactly, Sankai. Bacon. I guess maybe technically it's Canadian bacon is what is on the Hawaiian pizzas, but teriyaki and raspberries, two flavors I'll pass up in any scenario. Interesting, Ned. Interesting with raspberries too. I don't think I mind raspberries too much, although I don't eat straight raspberry. It's typically just like the I don't know, flavored raspberry stuff. Teriyaki pineapple barbecue sauce on chicken. Make a dipping sauces with it leftovers. Maybe if it was just the sauce, not the actual pineapple, but shun them, shun. That's right. Pretty sure we're allowed to like different things. You are. I'm trolling. Ham and mushrooms is my favorite. Yeah, but Freefall, you also like sardines and anchovies and stuff, Freefall. So I clearly can't trust your judgment too. So. Spam and pineapple on pizza? Gotta slice the spam thin. No. Yeah, I've never had a spam pizza, Tatum, but I do like spam. So I would try it without the pineapple. Okay, what else could spam be enjoyed with? I don't know. Mushrooms is good. Ham doesn't belong on pizza. Only thing worse would be sardines. Well, Tom, you're speaking right up Free Fall's wheelhouse there with the ham and the sardines. I'm surprised he didn't include sardines with his ham and mushroom pizza. No, says Sankai. Are you Hawaiian? No, I love food. Yeah, gross food. Despicable food. All right. Let's man. All right, we're going to start sanding these things, and it's the worst part, but we got to do it. All right. So we've got the chamfers on. Yep, that's going to be the last thing. So we're going to sit here for I don't know, the next hour or two and just do some sanding. So spam and eggs. Spam plus eggs equals spambled eggs. Walnut hates spam, Tatum, but I like spam and rice, and maybe some eggs mixed in there too. That does sound good. Let me set up my sanding station real quick. But yeah, I'm good with spam, even though it's very, very questionable meat. But it's good. It's good on occasion. Probably not good for your sodium intake and for the old heart, but you know, who needs a healthy heart? Not like it's an important organ or anything. Just... Oh shit, I just dropped my phone. Please don't be broken. That would be a big bummer right now. All right, it's fine. Everything's okay. You hate it here, Kits. Oh, someone noticed it. Tatum noticed that funeral dancing was back. I did, when I was putting redeems back on, I did click it on, so there you go, Tatum. Welcome back, funeral dances. Yo, what up, Russ? I've never heard of pineapple ham pizza until it was delivered. Denver in 76 in tech school. Thought it'd be terrible. After one slice, I was hooked. Our local mom and pop pizza place makes the best ham pineapple pizza. Sardines on pizza is not a thing. Anchovies are? Yeah. Freefall has been trying to explain the difference between anchovies and sardines for a long time, but I still don't get it. They both just have a gross connotation and gross I don't know, feeling image in my brain. What up, Russ? Have you heard that spam was first made in 1948 or so, and since the pandemic they are thinking of making a second batch? I have not heard that. I did not. Well, I guess that's right after the Second World War, right? I think it was over by 48, if I'm not mistaken, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if that was during that time. It seems like that's the proper time for it. Do we have PEK? P-E-K? I've never heard of that. Go. What is PEK? Canned meat? Spam is 99% pork shoulder. Is it, Tatum? I did not know that. I need a vomit emote. Sure, from the factory floor. Bit early in that spam became popular during World War II. I see. Spam was invented in 1937. World War II ended in 45. Okay. So glad the internet could find something else to divide the world population that no one was fighting about before. What? I think people have constantly fought about what foods they like and don't like. That's a kid's life, isn't it? I don't know actually. But what's offended me is that Twitch made pineapple pizza a global emote. And they won't respond to me. I've been writing to Twitch, and I've been talking to the one Twitch staff that I know. Not really, but I have been talking to the one Twitch staff that I know and writing them, asking them, out of all the things in the world that they could have made a global emote, why? Oh, why did they have to pick pineapple pizza? I think it was specifically for the reason of creating chaos on streams. I really do. They could have picked so many things. We could have had a much more civil chat, but they had to go out and do something like that. I'm never forgiving Twitch for that. All right, I think we're going to start off with 60 grit because this ingrain sucks the sand, so. All right, I think I got enough. Peg is basically a less dense spam. Interesting. Anchovies taste like sand and fish poop. Kits. There is no difference. Oh, Hormel makes millions of pounds of spam. I didn't get the joke, Tom. It flew straight over my head, I think. I've not heard of Peck, but I would I got the joke. I knew Boyd wouldn't. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm literally the worst at getting jokes, so we need like a joke emote to let me know at least that you're trying to joke, and maybe that way I can think critically or whatever and try really hard to get it, but probably not still. All right, Tatum, get that grill going. We used to like different things, not attack each other. We like it. There's no attacking. We got pepperoni that's so gross and you should die. Who's saying anybody should die? There's nobody going that hard here. With a bit of the jelly still from it. Oh, wait, why didn't that? Oops. Yeah, that picture doesn't make it look too appetizing, but I mean, spam has got a little jelly around it too, so yeah, I'm sure fried up. I'm sure this would be very similar, but I like the idea of a less dense, kind of more airy spam, right? I think I think that would do just fine. I would definitely try it at least. Particularly disgusting photo, but I couldn't find a nice one. Yeah, the jelly on there, and like these whole bits down here don't do it any favors, but I definitely try it. It's just gelatin. Yeah, I'm sure it looks worse than it actually is, right? Gross as things like balut. Yeah, balut is rough. You've been to the Spam Museum twice, Free Fall? That's wild. I didn't even know there was a Spam Museum. Pepperoni is good if you get a decent brand pepperoni. Cream cheese on a cracker. That sounds interesting. Joke, they made the first batch in the 1940s and now thinking of making a second batch. Oh. Well, I kind of got that, but then I just got distracted too much on the whole 1948 thing. All right, that was my fault. Block, unfollow, unsub. Wait, what, Sankai? What? You're not exactly here right now with the level of hatred of people. Oh, I think if people are actually taking things that serious, they need to grow up. But I just like trolling over it. I think it's funny with stuff like that. Then they eat it cold in a salad or sandwich or something. The texture is very odd. In a salad. I mean, I do like ham in a salad. That is one place where I do like ham, and especially with some ranch. I'm down for that. You guys don't eat the jelly? Wow, weirdos. Kids just scoops it out with a spoon and just sends it straight in.
in Austin, Minnesota, the Spam Museum. My dad worked for Hormel eons ago. Wow. Austin, Minnesota free fall. That's kind of cool. I'd go visit. Yo, what's up, Fractal Forest? So what I am doing, Fractal Forest, is I'm using NVIDIA Broadcast. And within NVIDIA Broadcast, there is RTX Voice, and it has active noise cancellation. So yeah, if I turn it off, here, listen, if I turn it off. Oh, okay, so this is what it sounds like. So I've got the dust collector on, and I've got the sander going. With it on, it removes all that background noise. So you have to have an NVIDIA graphics card. I think above like a 2060. I think you have to have at least a 2000 series. So check into it, especially if you've already got an NVIDIA card. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, for sure, of course. Do you stream yourself, Fractal Forest? Ham is just bad bacon? Pretty much. I do like bacon. Bacon is they make a white cheesy pizza from Marco's, and it's got bacon, feta cheese, onions, and maybe it, and then a white sauce. That's one of my favorite pizzas. I think Marco's is an underrated food chain. I don't know if too many people talk about it, but I love Marco's. Walnut really loves Marco's. You love using Spam, Ned? If my wife liked it more, I would make it more, but yeah. And I just, like I said, I just like simple Spam and rice, and I can eat that as a meal. A little soy sauce on the rice, because it needs a little extra salt. Have in the past, cool. Yeah, that's it. And I think honestly, having the microphone here, I don't just wear the Britney Spears mic just for the good looks, because it is so nice here. I think that also helps to filter out all the machine noises too. I used to just wear like a little lav mic that clipped onto my vest or whatever, but I think the Britney Spears mic does improve the quality as well. Even with 60 grit, it takes this long to get the scratches out. More effective than OBS filters, and yeah, now OBS does have the RTX voice kind of built in as a filter as well. I think it's called noise suppression, but I don't know exactly how it works. I've never really messed with it, but there is a noise suppression filter in there now. If you haven't tried it, maybe it's worth giving a shot. But yeah, NVIDIA Broadcast is a really game-changing software for streaming out in the shop. Bacon is the belly of the pig. Ham is smoked rear leg. I see. Yeah, ham is never as fatty as bacon, right? It's always amazing whenever you fry bacon how much fat comes out of it and gets in the pan. Bacon is a perfect example of how easily manipulated we are by marketing. Why? I think it's a delicious. It needs extra salt. It does. What's up, Fenris Strange? Thanks for that follow. Welcome in. The scratches are from the drum sander. Yeah, Ned, because these are end grain, you actually can't send them through the planer. The planer will just rip them out. So, yeah, I have a drum sander over there, and it's got 120 grit on it, which obviously is kind of in the middle of roughness. But they do leave scratches. Like, kind of see all those scratches in there. Spam is nasty, but it smells good cooking when thin sliced. Breaded and pan fry, I'll generate eat it. Yeah, I'm okay with it. I actually quite like tool sounds. It's not overwhelmingly loud. Some YouTube people have really relaxing videos. Yeah, and Go, if I could just maybe suppress them instead of completely eliminate them, maybe that's what I would do. But I haven't really been able to find that balance, and I don't know. I just kind of like to eliminate it all. I think there would be times maybe where it'd be okay to have it on a little bit, but sometimes it can be a little overwhelming. We're doing great, Fenris. We are working on some ingrain cutting boards. If this is your first time into my shop, welcome. I do a lot of woodworking and stuff here. But yeah, we're making ingrain cutting boards out of a variety of different woods and patterns and stuff. How are you not using 3M Cubitron? I had some Cubitron, but I bought these giant packs of Klingspor and also some Diablo paper that I've got way too many pads of that I need to use before I buy any more Cubitron. I did like the Cubitron. I had those for a while, but I didn't feel like they necessarily sped up the process that much. I think they were better for dust collection, but I don't feel like they sped up the process a whole lot more. Use noise suppression and OBS, it does okay, but sometimes picky when it activates. Yeah, I've got a few filters and stuff going on with my mic. So I use NVIDIA Broadcast, but I also use what do I use on mine? Let's see. I've got a noise gate. I've got a compressor. I've got a little bit of gain to get my volume up a little bit. And then what I also just added recently was a limiter. And I actually saw it, Moco Made. They recommended it. If you guys know Moco Made, and if y'all know Derek from Moco Made, he's a professional microphone tester, so he can get a little loud sometimes. But the limiter will keep your microphone from peaking in OBS. And I was reading a little bit about it. So anything over a certain value, it will kind of just stop it there and keep it from peaking. So no matter how loud I talk now, it should never peak the mic. So that was what I just added recently. Ever try cooking bacon in the oven? I have, Tatum. I have. That's actually the superior way. Tatum, I will tell you though, my dad taught me this hack. I think he learned it on America's Test Kitchen or whatever. If you put bacon in a pan and you fill it up with just enough water to cover the bacon, it will boil and kind of cook the bacon, and then it will fry it after all the water is evaporated. It actually is an amazing way to cook bacon in a pan. As you know, with just the bacon in there, it can get a little crispy and messy and stuff. Or actually, it can start burning kind of before it has a chance to crisp up. But I feel like whenever you put a little water in there and let it boil and kind of cook first and then fry, it's really good. A friend of mine from Tonga does a spit roast whole. Yo, that would be awesome, Sankai. I would love to do that. Best pork in the world, absolutely. Nothing like the crackling skin. Yo, Fenris, do you like cracklings or pork rinds? I like both of those. And because I'm in Texas and my mom is from Louisiana, we also get what are called cracklin. And you know how pork rinds are typically just the skin that's fried, right? So it's kind of it's all just that same consistency. But with cracklins, you get the skin with a little bit of the meat, or maybe it's just fat. I don't know actually, but they leave on a little bit of what's underneath the skin, and it fries as well, and it's extra good. That's my favorite. Definitely not healthy, but very delicious. Hard doing it live. Too many variables. Yeah, it's tough. Go. Have another mic from behind you that has a low level. Add a low cut filter that only activates at higher level. That's interesting. That's a good thought. Yeah, I like that idea. I like that idea. Nothing like that crackling skin on it. I agree. I think you should dub race car motor sounds over the machine noise. You think so, Freefall? Yeah, give that a try, Tatum. Let me know what you think. Don't put water in the hot pan for the second batch of bacon. True. Yeah, this is like you're only cooking one batch. All right, I think we got almost all the scratches out. Pretty much fried bacon. Back fat? Yeah. Yeah, it's the boy. It is good. And I like all the seasonings that they typically put on those, whether it's like barbecue or some spicy seasoning and stuff. I'm down. A mixture of that. I'll have some of the yellow, Tatum. Usually at Porky Christmas, there's a couple big slabs of crackling. Oh, I don't think I've ever had like spit roasted pork. I've seen it on TV and YouTube a lot, but I don't think I've ever had pork that's been roasted whole like that. Seems delicious though. Down with the thickness of Spam? Yeah, I am. I don't eat it too often, but I mean, we were just talking about when Texas lost power. Thankfully, we still had gas. We had natural gas, so I was able at least to cook stuff, and I did eat some Spam during that time. All right, that's pretty good. So, yeah, again, the end grain. We've got the end grain pointing up on this, so it takes a lot longer to sand than just the side or edge grain of the wood. So, yeah, that was one face. So now we've got to do the back, and we've got to do the other three more. And this is obviously the longest step because we got to get those deep scratches out in the first one. The first cut is the deepest, as we say, So we'll go to some other grits after this. And it'll speed up some. Thanks, Sankai. I am the pork. I am the jelly stuff. I am. Spam man. And I'm down with Spam, but Vienna sausages. Vienna sausages are gross. I had some of those recently. Not too recently, but a few years ago. I used to love those as a kid, and I thought I would still love them as an adult, but the jelly and Vienna sausages that's just too much for me now. Yeah, my wrist is doing okay right now, Sankai. It's really what really hurts my wrist hand sanding is when I have to roll over edges, and that motion right there, that's what really messed up my wrist a few years ago. And it's still pretty messed up. So just the flat sanding is okay, but whenever I start rolling over the edges, that's whenever it'll start hurting me. Yeah, thanks for asking. I do need to do my wrist stretches though. Maybe we'll take a break after this and do some wrist stretches just in case. Yeah, pre-fall. It was not the nostalgia I was looking for. I thought it was going to be a good memory, but and I used to love those. Like I said, I would like request those to be in my lunch as a kid. Maybe they changed the recipe or something. I mean, yeah, but don't eat them anymore. Maybe I don't know. I remember they had some different flavors and stuff, so maybe I had the wrong flavor, but yeah, it just wasn't. Tasted a little too much like cow anus, maybe. I did see that. I think it was a commercial that I saw that they were branding meatless spam. I don't think it was a spam product, but it was another company uh, trying to trying to make a spam like product, but without the meat. So I'm curious what that's like. But I will say I've talked about it before. I've been eating some whatever, vegetarian corn dogs. And I'm telling you guys, they are fire. I'll probably get sick of them soon, but it's just I found them to be very good. Wrist injury, file a workman's comp claim, make that walnut pay. You're right, 1010. It's time. Time that we take her for all her money. Only the ones not from a tin? Tell us more about your experience with the taste of cow anus. Well, Lidar, started back in '93 whenever I had my first hot dog. Put a little ketchup on it. And I tasted it and I said, man, this tastes like cow anus. Why are you guys feeding me this? I know I've been eating baby food that tastes disgusting up until now, but why the cow anus? And they said, well, son, that's just what we do with all this leftover meat, and there's a reason that these are only 53 cents per 12 pack. I said, all right, I guess that's how life really is, and that was my first life lesson there, Lidar. That was it. That you grow up and you think things are going to get better, but in reality, you just stand around and talk to friends and share some cow anus with each other, and that's pretty much the highlight of everybody's life. I'm done. I do like Little Smokies. Oh, Little Smokies are different, Free Fall. I'm with you on that. I can eat some Little Smokies as well. Just eat vegetables and stop this blasphemy of actual meat. I'm telling you, Tatum. Telling you, don't knock them till you try them. It's I was skeptical too, but I'm just saying that it's pretty. They're pretty dang tasty. Especially we've been air frying them. Get the nice, crunchy, crispy shell, and then get the inside. Great. Get Momo to represent you? Yes, Momo Giraffe will, of course, be representing me. I lean on Momo Giraffe for everything. But you're right, 1010. I never thought of this before. Actually, that was a really, in 2020, we got slammed at Christmas with Etsy orders. And Walnut was actually out here putting in the same number of hours. But instead of sanding with the orbital sander, she was doing all the hand sanding and final touches. So yeah, she's probably gonna file a claim right back at me. So may need to think about our defense a little bit more. I'll cheer for Duke before trying it. Dang. Dang, I didn't know anything could fall that low, Tatum. Right. I can't believe you just said that. I'm gonna have to write that one in the book. That one's gonna go on the permanent record, Tatum. So you will cheer for Duke. There is something that will make you cheer for Duke. 'Cause I don't know. A&M is the way that I feel about that you feel about Duke, and there's nothing that'll ever. Okay, that's a lie. That's a lie. You pay me $10 million like they're paying the A&M football coach, and I will be singing. I'll be singing the Texas Aggie fight song tomorrow. Give me 10 mil a year. But other than that, it's gonna take a lot. What's up, Ernie Evo? How you doing, buddy? Welcome in. We are doing a little standing on some cutting boards right now. So how's it going, man? Thanks for coming back today. Appreciate that. I said never. Yeah, but you did say you would do it for something. So I'm gonna remember that, Tatum. But enjoy your dinner, buddy. Yeah, eat that chicken. Talk to you later, man.
Number 44.
Number 44.
Oh, 44, that's me. Get some cold cuts. Get some cold cuts. Get some cold cuts.
Slam that chicken down, Tatum. Hell yeah, bud. Thanks for being here today. Thanks for the support. We'll talk to you later, Tatum. What else has been going on out there? Got the pineapple pizza debate out of the way. Yeah, we got the vegetable corn dog debate out of the way. Freeze drying. Nobody seemed to be too against freeze drying. Actually, Owen did. I think Owen was appalled that I would ever freeze dry candy. I'm telling you, that's good too. You're sleeping if you're not into the freeze dried candy too. But I don't know. I don't know. I will try on these cutting boards. I think I will try. Lidar sent me a gallon of mineral oil. Almost said walnut oil, but this is mineral oil. And I think I will try soaking these in the oil instead of just like doing 4 or 5 coats. We'll let these soak overnight or something. So I need to go find a container that's big enough to actually soak these. So maybe I will I'll go to the dollar store or something probably tomorrow. Vikings keep trying to lose but can't. I'm nervous. Dude, they're looking really good. They did have a miracle comeback. When was that? Last week? That was insane, free fall. I didn't watch the game. We were out at a market, but yeah. Raw mineral oil like from the pharmacy? I mean, yeah, this is where is that stuff? Oh, it's down here. You definitely can get it from the pharmacy, and I've heard it's pretty cheap from there. But this is just bottled and packaged a little bit differently. Let's see what it says. This is some white mineral oil. Let's see, what does it say? Ultra Pro White food grade mineral oil is an excellent lubricant to protect your processing facility. Is that what they call it these days? This FDA approved odorless, tasteless, and colorless oil is perfect to use on equipment, trolleys, tracks, and any other area to inhibit rust. Why did they open with food grade oil and then all they talk about is protecting your processing facility and using it on machines? Okay? Our food grade white mineral oil is chemically and biologically stable, which does not support bacterial growth. Authorized by USDA. Oh, okay. So it's authorized by the USDA for use in food processing plants, I guess is its reason. But how much for you to drink 50 milliliters of it? No. We don't need any of that. I don't know. Is it a laxative? I know people do drink mineral oil, but is it a laxative? I'm scared, and I don't trust 1010 on this. White, Kits, that's right. Tasteless. I'll be the judge of that. All right, Kits, I'll send you a sample so you can taste. Yes, it is a laxative. Yeah, I'm good. I've been regular recently, so we don't need any help in that area. Thank you though. Thank you for the offer, 1010. Trolleys free fall. I don't know exactly what that means. This must have come from the UK. Perfect to use on equipment, trolleys, tracks, and any other area to inhibit rust. I don't know what trolleys are. Food grade only means that it's less likely to cause illness if present in food. Yeah, I don't have any experience drinking it or anything, so I don't know those details, but I know it is the most accepted finish for cutting boards. And then I also will finish it with some of our beeswax and oil blend as well. So we'll do that last, but for now, for the first step, we'll just soak it in mineral oil. And again, because this is in grain, all those open straws are kind of pointing up, and it will really soak in a lot of oil. It's kind of crazy actually how much oil it soaks up. What's up, Moomba? What is the noise canceling mic? black magic you use, Moomba. We were displaying it a little bit earlier, but it is called NVIDIA Broadcast. And you do have to have an NVIDIA graphics card. Maybe an NVIDIA RTX graphics card. I can't remember, but it does list the requirements on their site. But if you just look up NVIDIA Broadcast, I did a little demo earlier. I'll let you listen. So now we've got the sander on, we've got the dust collector on. So it's super loud. So if you take a listen.
Oh, it's trying. So yeah, this is what it sounds like without any filtering. So you should still be able to hear me, but you're going to hear a lot of machine background noise. And then the turning it on. And now you get the noise canceling. So yeah, NVIDIA Broadcast. I also use some OBS filters as well. But the NVIDIA Broadcast is what really is doing the magic. Active noise cancellation. Moomba, do you do shop streams? Mineral oil chug challenge redeem. Absolutely not, Tankai. I've done a lot of dumb things, but I have not purposefully drank laxative on stream. Y'all don't need that, Tankai. What do you want? You just want to laugh at me for a couple minutes while I dance around and try to find somebody to raid? I chug it. I would just leave the stream on. There would not be any waiting to find somebody to raid. I would just leave the stream on, and we would just go do the deed. Moomba has the most dialed-in noise canceling. You're saying Moomba does, or this does, Tintin? The new video cards are so good at processing audio. I feel like it's not advertised. I know. That is strange. Tintin, why that's not like a bigger thing for them. I mean, within the NVIDIA Broadcast, so it used to just be RTX voice, and all it would do was noise cancellation. Moomba, thanks for that follow as well. Oh, it's okay. I see Tintin. But yeah, they also have virtual green screens, so I can't. Well, I could do it, but it just takes. It would take a few minutes to set it up. But you can also set it up to where it will actively cancel out the background, video or whatever, and just leave me. So a lot of times, actually, Momo. If you've seen Momo's streams recently, she doesn't have a green screen behind her. She just uses NVIDIA Broadcast to cancel out the background image and just leave herself, right? So, yeah, the NVIDIA Broadcast is a pretty useful software for streamers. So, but definitely the noise cancellation is probably their biggest, to me, their most helpful and best characteristic or whatever. Best feature is the word I'm looking for. All right. We've got both sides sanded, looking pretty good. This is just with 60 grit, so we will just go up to 220 on these boards. And 220 with ingrain feels really, really nice. It feels typically like if you were to sand regular boards up to like 600 or something. But dabble in woodworking, just found you making cutting boards. Awesome, Moomba. Yeah, I make quite a few things on the stream. Cutting boards is something we've been making in the past couple months. I've been streaming for a little over 2 years at this point. And for the majority of the first year and a half at least, I was on the lathe almost every day. So I made a lot of pins and bowls and bottle openers, et cetera on the lathe. But recently I've been branching out and doing some other things, with cutting boards being the latest. So what kind of stuff do you like making, Moomba? Laughing at you is why we're here, Senkai? No, it's not. No, it's not. It's for the amazing woodworking content that we provide on this channel, right? Right, everybody? Lucky I got a PC with the right card, yeah, for sure. Most people have some level of NVIDIA card, yeah. Tintin, I think it requires a 2000 series, and maybe it has to be RTX if I'm remembering right, to have the full NVIDIA Broadcast suite. But if you have an older NVIDIA graphics card,
Like my old computer has a 1080 Ti, I think. You can download the standalone program that's just RTX voice, and you can get just the the noise cancellation features. You don't get the video processing functionality, but you can still get the noise cancellation with the 1000 series. AMD over here crying in the corner. I mean, Sankai, I wanted to get an AMD graphics card, but the NVIDIA broadcast was too necessary for my streaming. So thanks, Kits. Appreciate that. That is great. There we go. All the details too. Appreciate that, buddy. Think the AMD has a version of it too? Really, Senkai? Yeah, give it a try. That would make sense. I like to make some furniture, and I want to make cutting boards, charcuterie boards, and toys for Christmas. I've only worked with sheet goods so far, no hardwood. Awesome. Well, you're doing stuff. I have not made much furniture at all. So yeah, you're in a whole nother realm over there, and I would like to learn some of that side too. But yeah, I've been doing. I made wooden trays and stuff for a few years, probably starting in like 2017. I started making some wooden trays, so I've been working with hardwoods for a while, but never in this way. I never had enough confidence to glue all this stuff up. What's up, Slater? Welcome in, buddy. I never would do any of this stuff in the past, but slowly kind of gotten into it. So, but the ingrain cutting boards are nice. But I would say that a necessary tool, or at least a tool that makes things much, much easier, is the drum sanding. So like serving boards and stuff, you can do either with just the sander. It really would help to have a planer as well. But yeah, I feel like with the ingrain cutting boards, you can't send them through the planer, or else it'll tear out all the grain. So you kind of have to have a drum sander to sand them down. Slater's got 23K points. Nice. Yeah, Moomba, glad you found the channel. We also have a Discord called the Craftsman's Guild that a lot of us who stream and do woodworking, and we also have some leather workers and metal workers in there now too. Yeah, a lot of us hang out in there. So if you want to join the Discord, feel free to get in over there too. Thanks, kids. Made some bookshelves and a leaner tower for kids with 3/4 ply and a tabletop arcade with 3/4 MDF. Nice. If you have any pictures of them, Moomba, even if it's like on your Instagram or something, I'd love to take a look. Yeah, I like the idea of those. Well, I mean, bookshelves are obviously nice to be able to make. You can get cheap ones from IKEA, but definitely not as stable as something you can make, I'm sure. And yeah, I mean, the tabletop gaming rig sounds cool too. What's up, Mike? How you doing, buddy? Yo, Mike. We got Tatum to admit he's gonna pull for Duke earlier. I'm gonna clip the comment that he made, Mike. But Tatum finally admitted that he was gonna start cheering for Duke. So I'll send you the evidence soon. But welcome in, Mike. Hope you're doing well today. 20 is here too. What up, 20? How you doing today? Yo, 20, congrats on all of the laser sales. I know you're a little stressed about getting them all done, but that's awesome that they have ordered that many items from you. So very good, 20. Welcome in. I know, Mike. I was shocked. But Tatum said that he will that he'll start cheering for him. So I was very surprised, but people, as they say, Mike, people can change, and Tatum finally seems that way for him. So we're proud. There's the baby bump. Took me a minute to figure out what that emote was. Sai has been dropping that emote a lot recently, and I kind of just played it off like I knew what it was for a minute, and then I don't know why I thought it was a booty because I thought Sai was twerking or something, and then I finally looked at it and realized, no, I got it now. Not very smart, so we're just doing our best over here. But that day is getting closer, 20, so big excite. It's only if you're in the know, I know. I am clearly not. I am way out of the know. Funny, you cracking me up last night when you were saying that you're trying to read about how to baby. That's hilarious. We were just with our little nephew a couple weeks ago, and how it just seems like it's stuff nonstop, you know. And being an aunt and uncle, you can play with them for a minute, and it's like, oh, this is nice. And then they start crying, or they need a diaper change or stuff, and then just hand them to the parents, and then they take care of all that. But being on the other side seems like a lot of work. So Sharpie Thief thought it was a butt too. She was like, 20 as an emote of her butt? What the? Oh my goodness. I'm all for giving back kids, right, Sankai? And, you know, somebody's got to have them, I guess. And, no, I'm just kidding. It's going to be great. It definitely, I'm sure, will be a life change that nobody can be prepared for, but I'm sure it's going to be very rewarding too. And getting started now instead of whenever you're like in your 40s or 50s, I'm sure helps. My cousin said he never wanted kids, and then he got married, and they finally had one. And I think is he 50? He may not be 50 yet. He may be like 48 or something. But he's got a 2-year-old, and he said he's just exhausted all the time. So yeah, I feel like you are gonna have them. Having them when you're younger is smart, but things and excuses coming from this side of the camera. I just honestly like the cost of having a kid is just so daunting to me. Minus, you know, not to mention all the other things, but just the cost alone is wild. Need to reduce the population? I'm taking one for the team, yo. Shout out to you, Sankai. I did see that the world's population I think just reached 8 billion, right? 8 billion people in this world. That's that's an unfathomable number. Yeah, pretty wild. Getting ready for 18 plus years of nonstop work and stress. a little overwhelming, but it's time for you. Absolutely, 20. And I know, yeah, y'all really wanted this, so yeah, we're super happy for you, and we're excited to see little baby fireflies grow up. I mean, somebody in our friend group had to start, right? 20. Saki is literally on a plane going to Mexico. I guess it's technically for a wedding, but yeah, we know Saki's not going to be first. Momo's got Teddy, and well, Walnut and I, like I said, just excuses and all that stuff. So somebody had to be the first 20. What up, Tink? What did you miss? Not much. We've just been shaping these cutting boards, and now in the fun part of standing them. So now we're talking about babies. Kids are great when they're sleeping. Random tinker. My experience has been that it hasn't cost as much as I thought. My kid is only 6, so that may change down the road. Well, I thought that would be the most expensive time. I mean, whenever they're an infant, they have to go to the doctor very frequently, right? And maybe it depends on your insurance and like how all that works, how expensive it is. But yeah, it seems like until you hit your deductible and until you meet those requirements, that I mean, you're going to hit your deductible, right? Obviously, the pregnancy is going to do that on its own, most likely. Uh, but yeah, just all the medicine and doctor's visits and diapers and food, especially if there's multiple. Oh, and daycare too, right? Free fall. I've asked some of my friends, how much they pay for daycare, and it's like, 1,500 to 2 grand a month. A month, another mortgage payment, pretty much. Daycare is a money black hole, right? I couldn't believe it cost that much. Thankful I don't. Daycare would be a game changer. Yeah. I mean, nice to have a break from the kids, I'm sure, but my goodness, at that price, crazy. First year we have met the deductible due to a dental surgery. Wow, that's tough, I'm sure. Daycare is like a second mortgage, right? And especially if you've got multiple kids in there, a lot. Speaking about kids, I spent $80 at the dollar store on art supplies for 4 of them. Keep in mind that our dollar stores might as well be called a $4. Yeah, I think ours are kind of like that too, Mouse. It's somebody needs to. We need to hire Momo Giraffe and start suing these places, Dollar General, Dollar Store, because not much in there is an actual dollar, right? Not that I go there too often, but yeah, Mouse. That's it, right? Christmas is, I'm sure, very expensive. Daycare is my biggest apprehension. Not only do I have to trust basically strangers with my baby, but I got to pay them a crazy amount, right? Yeah, that's got to be tough. And the U.S. is not really known for giving very good what is it, child leave? What is that called? Uh, Maternity leave is the word I'm looking for. Yeah, we don't have very good maternity leave policies, so I don't know what yours is, 20, but I know our parental leave, right? I know. Well, at least there's some amount of maternity leave, but typically for the dad, there's not any or very, very little. But even so, I know in other countries, I'm sure Sankai and others from Australia or the UK or Europe or whatever, they can tell us what their parental leave is, but here it's not very good. They get all their sports clothes, food, yeah, for sure, free fall, and traveling around with them and bringing them on vacations and stuff. A lot. Grandma works, yeah, and that's a lot. I mean, Walnut's mom kind of helps take care of our nephew, but it's a lot. It's a lot of work for them too. Sure. Let's get a Dollar General in my town, but our city council is fucking trash. So DG backed out. No, kids, I don't know. I know in a lot of small towns that I've seen some reports that like Dollar General will just kill the mom and pop stores. And I don't know, what your situation is in y'all's town or whatever, but I know that like, a lot of hardware stores or small grocery stores really get squeezed by Dollar Generals. And I do see them as I'm driving through like rural Texas and stuff. There'll be like the one standing store and is Dollar General. I mean, a nice store to have if you don't have one. They can just seem to have some repercussions. Yo, what's going on, Daedalus? How's it going? Thank you very much. We are making end grain cutting boards, so we've been doing a few different styles and mixing different woods into patterns and just working on sanding them down a little bit now. So, yeah, welcome in, Daedalus. Thanks for the first time chat, and I appreciate you being here. Most big companies have gone 3 months leave for mom or dad. You got 3 months off? Wow. 3 months? My last company did not have 3 months. I feel like it was maybe a month. Maybe a month. And I thought that was pretty good compared to like industry standard. But yeah, 3 months would be great. $115 to play school football, not community or parent coach, but school? What? How? How do they charge to play public school football? I'm assuming it's public school, but yeah, that's tough. 3 month standard pay, really hard to get though, and the partner can't get it. Oh, well, Sankai, maybe it's not as good as I thought. Mom was on a shifted schedule though, so she can watch them 1 day a week, but 4 days a week in daycare. Yeah, that's tough. Yep, and you know, even with moms or dads that work from home, it's not like you can, you can't work from home and get very much work done, I'm sure, and have a baby around. So yeah, that's a lot. We have almost nothing supporting working parents. There are programs in Minnesota at least that support near poverty level families, but for someone slightly in the middle class, family support is garbage. Yeah. That's been my thinking on it too, right? Free falls. So I don't know. Again, I don't know specifics. I've only been at one real job and know kind of what they did there, but Town City Council is killing the stores with a crooked building inspector. They've run out 4 businesses in just this year. Wow, kids. That's no good. Yeah. That's a shame. Thanks, Daedalus. You do any woodworking or crafting or anything yourself, Daedalus? And if so, please share. If you have any pictures or anything too, definitely like to check those out. But yeah, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Neighbor made a rude comment about people across the street having 5 kids after Vindicator approval of large families. Finally asked how many kids we have. 5. Oh, think how far did they shove their foot into their mouth? Yeah. Better watch who you're ranting about. My company gave 6 weeks off as a dad, then 12 through the state at a percentage of income. Well, that's nice, Moomba. That's at least something, right? 18 weeks, I mean, yeah. It at least allows you to kind of get going with your kid and kind of, 'cause I'm sure pregnancy and all that's very stressful, especially at the end. And just being able to have some time at home as a family, I think that's very important. And I'm glad, it probably should be more than that, but 18 weeks is at least something, I guess. Or it gives 12 week off for parental leave, even for the hubby. That's good too, kids, right? I feel like for a while it was just the mom that would get off and the dad would kind of be SOL. But maybe that trend has changed. Parental leave also depends on your state. New Jersey's a better one. I'll get 18 to 20 weeks off depending on birth type. And of course, I won't get 100% of my paycheck, but like 70-ish, yeah. And, missing out on that 30%, I'm sure hurts. But kind of take what you can get, and at least you're not working and don't have to deal with that for a while, 20. So yeah, I'm glad. I don't know what Texas. I would guess that Texas is not up there on the list of states that help out with that kind of thing, but maybe they would surprise me. Previously, I think 12 weeks for mom only. I think it FMLA, but not always paid or even partial rate. Yeah, I guess that's the challenge too. I mean, they can't fire you, but are they going to pay for you? And I think there's like even short-term disability, right? So I know, I think one of the people that I know that had a kid at my last work, they weren't ready to come back after a certain amount of time after they, their uh, paid portion ended, and so they did short-term disability. We lost at McDonald's. How the fuck do you lose at McDonald's? I don't know, kids. They seem like they could operate anywhere. I would have loved to have been a fly on that wall. She didn't say a word, just looked at the ground and shook her head. Why would? Why would? I don't know. I don't know why people would be that judgmental on other family size. Like, not. I don't know. People are weird about that kind of stuff. Federally regulated here. We don't do employer incentives. The workplace will pay mandated insurance on employees. I see. Yeah, that's nice to have it at a federal level, Sankai. A lot of that stuff here in the States is determined kind of by the state. Each state is a little different. Company gives 3 months and you don't have to take it all at once. You just have to take a minimum 1 week increment. Oh, yeah, 10 that could be. I can see managers probably do hate that. Especially if you are just taking like 1 or 2 weeks off a month. Yeah, that can make it very difficult for managers for sure. 2000, I was back at work the next week after taking vacation. I think I only got 1 paid day. Yeah, free fall, and that's not very fair, right? Oh dang, 21 to Momo, the 20 Momo duel. 20 sitting atop of the crafters corner today. 6 to 8 weeks of FMLA or whatever, and then 12 weeks disability. I see. Yeah. Well, and just trying to keep track of all that is difficult too, I'm sure, and just a lot going on at once. So you got this, 20. I'm sure there's always, I think you've got a sister maybe with kids, 20, and family and friends and stuff to help out, just like with the whole process, right? So yeah, it's something that literally happens every day, but navigating it for the first time, I'm sure is a little difficult. Colonel, leave him up to 77 weeks, Mouse. Mouse is in Canada. 77 weeks. What a number. That's like a year and a quarter, pretty much. Almost a year and a half. Wow, that's really nice. My goodness. How much different? I can't imagine. I mean, I can't imagine. Workplaces probably don't change that much in a year and a half, but yeah, that's a long time. Trudeau? I don't know much about him. That's that's impressive though, Mouse. You mentioned Lee Valley earlier. I don't know what the future holds, but I'm just saying. Other than the cold, I don't know what I would do if I lived in Canada and had to deal with the cold, but um, other than that part of it, Canada doesn't seem that bad. Oh, it's only at 55% of your earnings though? That's tough. Yeah. Well, but then maybe there's like tax incentives. I know in the US there's tax incentives to having kids, and I don't know if it actually makes a difference, but every little bit helps, I'm sure. My best friend is from Poland. She said she has a friend there, was off work for 3 years because she got pregnant soon after the first one. So it just rolled over. You get like a year and a half, and then had another one, and then just reset the counter. That's funny. But hey, being a mom, being a dad, that's very important. And being there for the child's development is really what's most important. So I support that, even though we don't have kids and whatever else. I don't mind that some of my tax money is going to help out with moms and dads. Most Canadians live just a few feet from the border. They're stealing heat from the U.S. True. True. I want to visit Canada at some point. Really, like Vancouver, I think would be cool. Toronto, the big cities, but maybe there's some smaller cities to check out too. But during the summer, of course. Only during the summer. We're not going up there in the winter. What's up, No Doubt Big Trout? How you doing, buddy? Might give a shout out to No Doubt Big Trout, please. He has been making some really, really cool lures, spray painting them, and I don't know, just the textures that he's able to get painted onto a lure. Super cool. So, what's up, bud? Welcome in today. Minnesota, you get 2,000 instantly per kid. Really, kid? That's a nice little cash injection. Cold isn't the real issue, it's the smud. Frozen snow mud, nastiest thing to ever deal with. Yeah, that sounds pretty terrible. I'm not down for that. No. None of that sounds fun, exciting, anything like that. All right, fine. I got the shout out. The cold is easy. Wear a sweater. The heat is harder once you're melting. What do you do? I just all right, there's a shout out for No Doubt. Click the heart button at the top of chat. You too can follow him and check out his awesome lures and stuff. So let me catch up real quick. Daycare is 80% of some people's earnings for infant care. I know. That's crazy. Thanks, No Doubt. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, we're working on some of these end grain cutting boards, getting them sanded today. So we got 4 in the works right now. So just giving them a little shape and doing some sanding. Used to be 5K Australian here, but lower income families were having kids just to get the money. Yeah, that's the problem with the Sankai is sometimes when those programs get taken advantage of for sure. But Daedalus, I'm in Texas, so obviously we just had like a brutal summer. The heat does suck. And without air conditioning, I think that the heat would be worse than the cold. But for me, the heat, like, I don't like sweating and being outside for an extended period of time. Like, I used to play a lot of baseball and stuff, so back whenever I would do that, play a full day of baseball, it would get hot, but when it's cold and you hit the ball and it's either off the end of the bat or right at your hands, that jarring feeling from the cold, like, I don't know, cold plus wind especially, that's the worst for me. I can't take whenever it's cold and windy. Just bury me 6 feet under whenever that's happening. Full-time mechanic with 2 kids in daycare, honestly, a discussion if I should quit, right? I mean, pre-fall, it at some point, it doesn't make sense. And would you rather, spend all day at work and not have any money to show for it, or spend all day with your kids and at least have a chance to be a part of their lives? So, yeah, that's tough. Internet may have changed things, but Canadians steal satellite TV from the U.S. too. The program is required to have a certain percentage of Canadian content. So it sucks. No one wants to watch Canadians. Tintin, they do have some good shows though. All right, I don't watch too many of them, but I'm just saying, Trailer Park Boys is a classic. I do like me some Trailer Park Boys. My husband is in the shitty tax bracket and has to pay like 40% of his paycheck in tax, and then we have 15% sales tax. Mouse, that is very difficult, I'm sure. And I guess that's what comes with socialized healthcare and all those things. Yeah, that's a lot. 40% is definitely a lot. And it's like New Jersey, free to get in, but cost to get out. Thanks, No Doubt. Appreciate the lurk earlier. Must like being so rich you have to pay the high target. And you can choose to have your AC. You can't choose to have heat to heat your house. Yeah, and I I don't know. We could not have. Well, actually, I take that back. Whenever we didn't have heat in Texas and it was freezing every day, that was stupid miserable. And I get that you can put on more clothes and be warm-ish, but you can't take off more clothes and get cold whenever it's hot. But I still just think, for me personally, I think it's just like based on where you grow up. I feel like that's your tolerance to either the heat or the cold. And if you grow up in a warm place, you're gonna be okay with the warmth. If you grow up in the cold place, you're gonna be okay with the cold. But I don't know how to dress when it's super cold. Like, how many days a year you guys in Minnesota or Canada or wherever else that it's freezing cold? How many days a year do y'all have to wear like thermals, long johns underneath your clothes, and just layer up? And how many days do you have to wake up? The worst thing to me about the cold is if you park outside and it snows overnight, you got to wake up super early and go shovel snow, get the ice off your car, just to be able to leave the house in the morning. You don't have to do that in the heat. When it's hot, you just turn on your car. Yeah, it takes a couple minutes for the air conditioner to kick on, but you don't have to do any of that snow shoveling or anything. And to me, that would be the worst part. I would rather spend all day at work. SCTV, I don't think I saw that. Hey, what's up, Leah? Thank you. Thank you very much. We are in kind of one of the later stages of getting these cutting boards on their way to being done. So appreciate that, Leah, and welcome in. Good to see you. Let me find. We had an ice storm last Friday, 1-inch shell of ice on the car. That was fun, but it was not a common thing. That's what I'm saying, Daedalus. That's not me. All that ice and stuff, I don't need any of that in my life, and that takes forever to get off. And I mean, I guess if you have a remote start on your car and you can start it from in the house, I guess that's one thing, but no thank you. No thank you. Red, green, I haven't heard of that either, Free Fall. Basic health care is good, but you need insurance for anything non-life threatening. Oh, really, Senkai? I didn't. So it seems like y'all are kind of a mix of the U.S. and, I don't know, Canadian or European system. Listing Canadian shows that have been off the air for years proves how bad Canadian TV is. Yeah, yeah, no doubt. I mean, I don't watch TV in general, so even like the good US shows like Game of Thrones or whatever, I don't care anything about those shows, so I'm the worst referent when it comes to TV or movies. So, uh, you know, I just have my select few shows and movies that I've watched and I enjoy, and I just stick with those. Everything else, people can tell me to watch things, and there's about a 1% chance that I actually will, but yeah. Game of Thrones. I don't have time for 10 seasons of hour-long shows, and I'm gonna fall asleep during half the shows at least, and I'm just gonna lose it, and that's just not for me. So, grew up in South Florida and don't like the heat. I'd rather keep bundling up. Really, Momo? Florida has like the worst heat though, because it's humid and hot. I feel like humidity has a big factor on that. Houston is kind of like that too, in Texas. I would much rather live further inland, not in Houston. Houston is just muggy and hot, and that's not good. I'll watch my truck today. I don't know if I will get it to open tomorrow. Going to be interesting. Yikes. Yeah, I just couldn't deal with that part of it. What's up, Herod Homemaker? We really only wear thermals when we're outside a lot. I do like fleece line jeans, sweatshirts. Oh, see, I haven't heard of. I don't even know. I didn't even know that fleece line jeans were a thing. That makes sense. I think I would need a wardrobe update if we were to move to someplace where it was cold, you know? The biggest health problem here is the blood rushing to your head from being upside down. She does just watch Harry Potter on repeat. Yeah. She's seen it 96 times, and she keeps asking me to watch it again with her, but I refuse, so. I've seen it once. I fulfilled my obligation during our while I was trying to get married to her and trying to convince her to actually marry me. I fulfilled my obligation and watched all, what is it, 7 of them? I think it's 7. And I no longer ever have to do that again. So that was it. I paid my dues. Game of Thrones sucks anyways. You dodged a bullet such a disappointing last season. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. I feel like so many shows and movies are like that. That I just like stupid comedies that I can laugh at. Family Guy, South Park, Trailer Park Boys. I just want to laugh, and I don't want to get super involved in a huge storyline or complex character development. I just want to laugh. It's that easy. What up, Battle? I will say in this wood. Yeah, humidity is the worst. I visited Scottsdale for a bit. Dry heat sucks too. That's true, Free Paul. I actually was. I was born in Phoenix, but we got out of there pretty early. But yeah, my dad always tells the story when it was super hot in Phoenix, and he put a pan out and let it heat up, and he actually fried an egg. I don't think it was like a super fast fry or whatever, but cooked an egg on a pan that was outside during a big heat wave there. So yeah, I'm good on that. You guys work the same amount of hours. They have $10 difference in hourly rate. One is at the top of their tax bracket, and the other's at the bottom of his tax bracket. The guy makes more per hour could end up walking home with $5 more. Oh, that's weird, Mouse. That's yeah, that doesn't seem like a great system. The cheapest ones I can find, Harry, to the fleece line jeans you like. Harry Potter movies are garbage. Dang, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. That was Battle trying to get me in trouble. I'm not gonna go that far, Battle. I don't think they're great. I mean, they're okay. They're okay. They are what they are. 7 books, 8 movies. Oh, they did split. They split one of the books into 2 movies, right? Look, all I'm saying is, and 20 can agree with me on this. Is I just don't feel like it was right that Hermione and Ron were together. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna throw that out there. That whenever I saw that happening, they made a mistake, and I just wish they would admit it and go back and update the movies because Hermione and Ron just did not deserve. They weren't compatible, and they should not have been. They should not have been together. All right, that was my biggest disappointment from that movie. When it was super hot in Phoenix, 4 months out of every year. True. I will usually layer leggings underneath my pants if I'm cold. Yeah, it's just so foreign to me. We just don't do that in Texas. Live in Northern Australia for 6 years, 33C and 90% humidity. Yeah, that's rough thing, Kai. People get really short fuses, just constantly agitated because of that. I'm sure. Garbage couple in my mind. She divorced him shortly after. They had kids and everything though, right? I feel like they had multiple kids and they just weren't compatible. It's not that one was better than the other. They just clearly did not go together. And maybe the books put Ron in a different. Maybe they portrayed him in a different way, but the way that Ron was portrayed and acted out in the movies, they just weren't compatible. Harry and Hermione would have been okay because they were both, I don't know, they were both similar. But I just don't think that Ron and Hermione should have ended up together. All right? Clearly no relationship. JK did admit it. Oh, did she? Did she pre-fall? The kids will be happier after she leaves his sorry ass. Yes. Yes. Yes, 20. Let the rage build. Oh my god. 20 rants. You just can't beat it. Just can't beat it. You can't beat a Letty laugh, a let us laugh, and you can't beat a 20 rant. Those are the two things that have brought me the most joy on Twitch. But Ron couldn't hook up with his sister. Wait, are you saying that's the only one that? Well, I'm not saying. I mean, that's who Harry ended up getting with, right? But they were at a school. There was a whole group of other girls that Ron could have hooked up with that weren't his sister. They didn't have to. They didn't have to swap. Could have been. All right, I don't really remember any of their names. It could have been that Lucy. Was her name Lucy? I don't know. The kind of white-haired, super blonde chick, and her dad was also in the movie too. It could have been anybody else. Luna. Thank you, 20. Luna. Yeah, could have been Luna. It could have been anybody else, but not Hermione. All right. No, I like Ron Fine, Sankai. He's just kind of a goofy guy and kind of clumsy and stuff. When Hermione is just the opposite. She's very calculated. She's very poised, and I just think that those two personalities just did not go well together. You know? You probably sent Ron to drinking. I've watched the YouTube video on it. They did make Ron worse in the movies. He's not that bad in the book, and whenever he had a smarter, useful line in the book, they gave it to Harry or Hermione in the movie. Oh, so maybe the movie directors kind of purposefully. Maybe that was the point all along, if they were trying to get us riled up. That wait, are these two really going to get together? And maybe they were trying to create drama. Because why else would we be talking about it? Texas Hula coming in with a giant raid. Let's go, Hula. How is it going, my guy and friends? Raven is up in here too. What's going on, Raven? Welcome in. Hula, thank you so much for that raid. Welcome in, all good friends from Texas. I am Boyd from Boyd's Custom Fab here. I am also in Texas, just a little south of Hula. But if you guys don't know Texas Hula, epic and just an amazing woodworker. Typically on his lathe, although he also does some pyrography and other things as well. It is great to see you, Hula. Thank you so much for that raid. Welcome in, my dude, and all of Hula's friends. It's great to have you here. Gambit, good to see you as well. What's up, Wazzle? Welcome in. Thank y'all for being here today. Hula, if you want to share what you were working on today, bud, I'm sure it was something epic. I know you've been doing some wands recently, some lidded boxes with finials and stuff. Just such beautiful work that Hula produces. So if you're not already following Hula, let me give him a shout out real quick before we get any further. And just encourage you guys to go watch him, because that guy does some awesome work. If you are just joining, though, welcome in. I also do some woodworking. I also do some turning. But today we are working on some end grain cutting boards. So we've got a couple patterns here, and we are just doing the fun part of sanding these. So yeah, want to welcome you guys in. Hula said there would be cake. Oh, Warden, it's in the oven. Look, just wait. I promise cake will be on the way. It's just got to, we tested, we put a toothpick in there and it still pulled up with the batter. So don't worry, Warden, it's in the oven. But thank you for joining us with the raid. So having low volume, no worries at all, Leah. Working on some ornaments today, bud, and thanks for the kind words. Absolutely, Hula. I gotta just bring you up on Instagram real quick. I know it's always weird. You come from a channel and you already know what that person does, maybe. But for everybody else who was here, let's just look real quick at what Hula has been doing. Again, just make some awesome stuff.
He entered into our wand competition last time, but also we've been talking a little bit about Harry Potter. But check out these wands, guys. I mean, does it get any better than this? Absolutely not. Just look at that curly maple. The way that the handle is done, just the best. See my boy, he will have cake. Yes, yeah. Just got to be patient, right? I mean, guys, come on, look at this stuff. Again, I mentioned that he does some pyrography as well to add these accents and stuff. Absolutely unbelievable. So, I do really appreciate the raid, Hula. Thanks for coming over and bringing your friends. If y'all are not already following Hula on the Instagram, go give him a follow over there as well. So there's his link. But yeah, again, just want to welcome you guys in. Maybe real quick, let's just give you guys a preview of what these are going to look like. We may not get to, we still have quite a bit of sanding to do on these. So we may not get all the way to the, the satisfying part of oiling these where the color really pops. But just for you guys, to give you guys an idea of what these may look like. Yeah, let me give them a little mineral spirits here, and I'm kind of get a preview of what these may be in the end. Typing before the raid, I just couldn't delete it. No worries at all, free fall. But yeah, there's some. This is walnut with maple on this one. So again, you kind of get the faded look as you're sanding them and stuff. But once we put some oil on here, these are gonna really pop. So. Like I said, we do a variety of woodwork on this channel. I've made bowls and pins and stuff on the lathe before, but recently been doing more with the table saw and some of the other tools that I've got in here as well. So yeah, this one has got cherry with maple and walnut accents. So yeah, just kind of been mixing these up. This other one has got a little purple heart as well. So thanks for all the follows as well. Mick, Warden, Naku, and Sharpie Thief. Thank you all for those follows. Really do appreciate those. So yeah, this one is kind of a combination of woods. The base is maple, but we've got some walnut, cherry, and purple heart accents in that one as well. So thanks, Gambit. The book's Hermione was very awkward but smart. Somehow they managed to cast Hermione in the movies, someone that would grow up to be stunning. Didn't quite follow the book. I see free fall, so maybe multiple mismatches. Again, if y'all are just joining, we've been having some Harry Potter discussion and how maybe Hermione and Ron weren't the right couple. So we've been doing a little discussion on that. So I hope everybody's having a great Thursday so far. Again, I really do appreciate Hula for bringing over the big raid. And yeah, welcome. I guess the only other finished product that I've got out here. We've been selling at some local markets, so we do this full time. I stream and woodwork full time. So we've just been selling at some local markets that have been at breweries and stuff. So trying to cater to the brewery audience, we've been making some of these bottle openers as well as some coasters and other kind of beer related products as well. So. Yeah, welcome in and thanks everybody for joining today. Don't give spoilers. I'm going through the books. Oh no, Gambit. All right, we I don't think we've given too many spoilers. It was just the Ron and Hermione thing. So we'll be careful for you, Gambit. Can you make one with checker squares so we can play checkers on it when not in use? Mike, we could. This one here is pretty close to a checkerboard. How about I just show you? I'll just show you one on the website because I don't want to get this one wet since we're sanding it. We've made one similar. It's not quite perfectly checkered. It's actually kind of meant to be an illusion. But yeah, like this one here. This one is, hey, open up the, actually both of these, right? Oh, I'm doing a terrible job of controlling the mouse here. But yeah. Oh, there it is. I don't even know how to run my own website. But that one's kind of like a checkerboard pattern right there, right? But the squares actually get smaller as they go out from the middle. But yeah, we could do that for you too, Mike. Big mugs would do well, Lingor. We could maybe do some mugs as well. like some of those German beer steins, right? But I'm old. I need big squares, Mike. We can make whatever size you need, but as long as the drum sander will accept pretty much any size, up to 32 inches at least. So
yeah. Just let me know, Mike. Although I don't know if you want to necessarily like cut chicken on it and then play checkers. I don't know if those two would go so well. Spoilers: Harry Potter is a wizard. Dang. Well, I'm guessing if Gambit has at least read a couple of the books, that they will they've at least got that part figured out, you know? Free fall. Thanks for the Discord reminder, Momo. We also do have a community Discord called the Craftsman's Guild. A lot of makers in there, woodworkers, got some leather workers, metal workers, all different variety in there. So if you are into Discord and would like to join our server, there is a link. And we also do have another competition going on right now. So every quarter we do competitions. The last one was wands. Like I mentioned, Hula entered that one, and we had, I think, like 36 entries into that one, that competition, and just really stunning stuff from the community. The one that is going on now, and that is due by the end of this month, is ornament. And so you can submit your best ornament. It doesn't have to be Christmas or anything. It can be just a holiday ornament or whatever you feel like making. And no real restrictions, other than it has to be less than 6 inches. It has to be able to fit in a 6x6x6 box. Pretty much the only restriction. And you had to have made it in the past couple months. So, again, those entries are due by the end of this month, November 30th, so just under 2 weeks from now. I have not even started mine, but I think I will attempt a turned ornament. I was planning on trying it this week, but this week is pretty much already gone, and I really want to get these cutting boards done. So maybe we'll do that next week. Maybe just do some chicken nuggets. Hey, I'm not above some good chicken nuggets. Chick-fil-A, come on. Who doesn't like some good Chick-fil-A nuggets with some sauce? Hard to beat. I'm evil. I know, free fall, but we love you for that. Oh, just use chicken nuggets as the game pieces. Oh. You guys are big brain. 200 IQ out there. Yeah. Right, Tink? Tink, I thought you told me you were going to do your ornament. I thought this was like last month. Things happen, though. I get it. Things happen. I've got an idea what I want to do, but yeah, I've got to get on it because I don't know. It's gonna take some skill to pull off, and I've not been doing much turning recently, so I gotta get back on the lathe and really try to get this thing done soon. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, and even throw a little hook or whatever on a fishing lure, and you got an ornament, or it can be whatever. Really, we've been doing these challenges for about 2 years now, and they've been a great excuse to try something new and really push yourself, right? I mean, I got a little bit into segmented, and this was, I'll show you. I've actually got two of my entries out here with me. The first challenge ever was lidded box, and that's kind of what started it all. So this was my turned lidded box from late 2020. So this was ambrosia maple with a little walnut finial, and I used a laser to kind of get that pattern in here, and a little bit of resin as well. So that was the first ever challenge, was a lidded box. And yeah, like I said, something that I did back in 2020. This is a little dusty right now, but we did a scrap challenge. And I had a bunch of hardwood strips laying around, and I made this segmented wood bowl. And so I may never have gotten into segmented turning if it wasn't for this bowl. And it's got all my
stickers and stuff that I've gotten from stream friends now. But yeah, I had turned some bowls before, but I was like, you know what? Let's try the segmented bowl, and that's what got me started there. So yeah, very very cool. Very very the challenges are always a great opportunity to push yourself a little, maybe try something you haven't done, and just have a little fun with it. So yeah, no doubt, would love to have you, buddy. It really all you got to do is make it and get it submitted by the end of the month. So no real requirements. We also do have a little show afterwards that that we do to review all the projects and then have a little friendly voting. So yeah, looking forward to that here in a couple weeks. Ended up with another expo, so been busy. Makes sense. Yeah. Think he's gonna carve another rock in the last 2 hours. Maybe free fall. She did do that while sitting in her car at work one time, right? I don't remember what challenge. That may have been the scrap challenge, where she carved a rock. So maybe you're right, free fall. I do have a rotary for the laser 1010, yeah. So that's how I did that. I turned it into a cylinder and then lasered around it and then filled it with resin and turned it into the to the lidded box. But yeah, thanks, no doubt. Thanks, Gambit. Appreciate y'all. Could airbrush a clear ball ornament with a fisherman on a river? Ooh, that sounds awesome, no doubt. I like that idea a lot. So interesting when you and Hula make. I mean, Gambit, I am definitely not on Hula's level. He is something else. Just super talented on the lathe, right? I try my best to keep up, and you know, I've been very blessed to have Hula around and giving me some tips on how to do greenwood turning and stuff, and just being able to watch him create has inspired me a lot. But the lathe is really fun. When I first got my lathe, I didn't realize how much fun I would have with it and how many different projects I'd be able to do. But I really do love the lathe, and it's a really good piece of equipment. Yeah, I started off with just a little small lathe and upgraded to a Laguna. It's not the 1836, I believe, that was what Hula has. The one slightly smaller, but yeah, I love my Laguna lathe as well. Yep, I agree, Mike. For sure, Gambit, and that's kind of what it's about, right? How all of us can kind of learn from each other and take little tips and you know try different things that eventually lead to interesting products and that are just fun to make. So, and having you all around to watch us in the making process, I think is very cool as well. So. I started out, I did some woodworking. I had a CNC machine and stuff before, but you know, never really pushed myself outside of making little trays and stuff, right? But you know, got on the lathe and started making some pins, got some confidence with that, and then you know, started with some carbide tools, and eventually upgraded to high speed steel. Started using some gouges and stuff, and then yeah, started working on bowls. And I was making bowls for a long time. I probably spent 2 or 3 months straight just making bowls, and really enjoyed that process. But again, moved on to lamps. I made some turned lamps eventually. Made I don't know what else have I made on the lathe. Yeah, I made a small live edge bowl recently. I found some hackberry out at a local park I was at, and just turned this little simple live edge bowl. It's nothing too crazy, but I just love the organic shape and coloring, and just like this isn't walnut that was kiln dried. This isn't, you know, something that I bought. I literally just found some logs that were labeled firewood on the side of the road, and just kind of rough turned them. And again, you know, I was very blessed to have Hula there on day one, whenever I was this wasn't the first one that I made, but whenever I was making my first one, have him there kind of guiding me and telling me the steps on how to seal it with wax and all of that. So yeah, Hula's been a great teacher, and you don't simply get lucky, Hula. I'm not accepting that. You are a super hard worker and very, very talented at what you do. So there's no luck involved. The only luck involved, Hula, was whenever whenever a couple of those big bowls flew off your lathe early, and they didn't cause any damage. I think that was the only luck that was involved. Less war, more arts and crafts. Gambit, if only it was that simple, I agree, Momo. Oh, the bud bases too? True. Yeah, I have really liked those bud bases were little small simple projects, right? What's up, Avarian CA? Welcome in, buddy. Good to have you today. Hope you're having a great Thursday so far. When are you gonna do a Dead Edge Bowl? When I lose my soul, Tom. I'm working on it though. Latest absolutely last thing on my mind of things to do in the shop, yet things happen. And it's amazing how, you can have an idea and maybe only have one or two projects that you want to do on a lathe, and then all of a sudden it just spirals from there. And obviously there's a lot of YouTube content out there and turners who are super inspiring, Instagram and all those things, right? So yeah, it's an amazing tool, and I do love my lathe very, very much, for sure. Yeah, these little bud bases were fun to try as well. Back in the day, I made a bunch of these. I'm actually almost out of those. We've been selling a few at our markets, so I need to get back on those soon. But yeah, just keep adding things to the list. So green turn live edge is gold. Love turning those, Hula. It's there's not many things more satisfying than turning a green log and having those shavings just rip off the bowl, right? You don't have to sharpen your tool as much. You can the shavings kind of naturally keep the water and the moisture in there kind of naturally keep the tool cool. It's and you can just rip them off and not have to worry about dust and all that. So I agree. The first turning of a green bowl is my favorite too. Hula's bowls fly off the shelf as is. He kept hearing sirens, sounded like on our street. Yep, a Tesla in the driveway is burst into flames. What? Oh, that's wild, Tink. That may make national news. Yeah, I'm with you, Mouse. That is scary. Love the smell of mini just cut woods. I agree, Gambit. I've done some metalworking in the past. I used to be a member of a makerspace here in Austin. But welding and all that stuff and grinding metal, not nearly as attractive. I actually, whenever I first started making, probably back in 2015 or 16, I got inspired from my cousin to make knives. And I wasn't forging the knife. I would just do what's called stock removal. So basically start with like a strip of steel and then kind of grind it down into shape and add a handle and all that stuff. But yeah, the reason I haven't made a knife since is I hated sanding metal, especially after you would harden the steel and you would kind of do those last polishings and stuff. I would just get so ADD or maybe not ADD. I would get so OCD about getting all the scratches just perfect that I never went back to metalworking. So I pretty much only stick to wood now. Corner of the garage is on fire. Thank goodness the car is outside. Wow. Right, Ernie? I heard about some of those Teslas in Florida after the big storms that they got the salt water in them, and they were having some problems too, right? That's wild. Tesla's such a ton of early fires. It's a thing. Yikes.
Neighbor said they aren't even home. They're on vacation due to return Saturday. Wow. Well, that's going to be a very sad thing to return home to. Yeah, that's super unfortunate. The lithium in the batteries. Yeah, I like the idea of a electric car, but well, I'm not affording any. I'm not getting any new car right now. I barely drive as it is, but yeah, I'm gonna let them iron out some of that stuff before I would ever consider buying one. They need to figure out how to supercharge, fast charge those things. That way, if you take a long trip, you don't have to, you don't have to stop and wait for hours for your car to recharge. Among the many other things that are challenging with them, I guess. Or people are trying to make batteries from salt instead of lithium. Interesting, Gambit. Yeah, I know. The university that I was a part of, or that I went to, University of Texas, they are well known for their battery research. I think was it the lithium battery? One of the big battery inventions in the guy who really made a lot of advancements in battery technology was a professor at UT. I can't remember if it was a lithium battery or what it was. Throw down the battery. Even now, the system still needs work. Yeah, that's tough. That's challenging. Nods. Some new battery tech in the works. Yeah, I mean, all that stuff like solar panels and that seems to be the future is battery powered, right? Who can afford a new car these days? You're right about that, Mike. My goodness. Can you even buy a car like under 40,000? Is it even possible? I mean, I'm sure someone like the super low end cars, but can you get a decent car for under 40,000 these days? I don't know. I got my truck, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 years ago for under 30. I had to bargain with them a little bit to get it under 30, but yeah, there's no way you're getting a new truck these days for that cheap. That ship sank with all the Audis, Porsche, and Lambos on it. Most likely an EV that started it. Oh, really, Free Fall? I didn't hear about that. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Fast charging is the problem, probably the carbon lithium battery. Yeah. And not that I take too many trips far away, but still, not having that capability is tough. Thing is, the electricity energy has come from somewhere, and it doesn't seem we have infrastructure to provide the clean energy to provide power to all those cars. That's the other thing now. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what percentage of power is still generated by coal, but yeah, just trading gasoline for coal is not the right answer either, right? I don't know what is. I don't know if it's nuclear or wind or whatever, but yeah, a lot of advancements needed to clean all that up for sure. No money in it, yeah. Yeah, without government subsidies, I doubt that any of that stuff is very profitable. To find decent Wanderlust? I don't know. I am speaking out of my